Hello, and welcome to another Data Design Lunch and Learn. So thank you for coming. I my plan for these is to really be prompt, just to dive into material and not spend a lot of time waiting around like a regular Zoom meeting to another data design. But that was just my second computer talking back to me. Can you believe it? All right. One thing that I want to do, set that up. So I'd rather have that there. All right. Okay. So let's get started. And if you're just coming in, hi, welcome. I'm going to try to do a bunch of these. I'll probably get better as time goes on, but I don't know. For now, you just have to suffer through my rambling. So let's just jump in. Today so if you're coming here for the first time, you see it, maybe you saw it on LinkedIn, something like that. If you head to my website and you go to Data Design Lunch and Learn at the top, you'll go to a page where you can register for the series. That way, anytime I have one of these sessions, I'll send you an email so you'll know about it and you can join. This is also connected to my Action Club, which is my online workshop that I deliver. We meet weekly. This is a space for Q&A, other things, and kind of live talk. We do things like show and tells and talking through challenges that people have. We do report studies. There are all sorts of things that we do inside of Action Club for data people who are looking to improve their design skills. So if that's you, and if you're interested in the kind of content that I do in these live tutorials, go ahead and join us there. All right, so let's just jump into video. One of the things I like nowadays is I have all sorts of video creation tools. I have Adobe Creative Suite. So I have Premiere and all those kind of things. I have an iPad. I have iMovie on my MacBook. I have Descript. Like there are a number of different tools. But I find most of the time when I'm creating things like training videos or YouTube videos, other things, I end up creating them inside of Canva because it's just so dang easy. It's also really easy to create video as a team. So Canva ends up being one of my favorite go-tos for video. And I'm going to walk you through my video creation kind of basic process, just so that if you're going to create a video, I suggest having a process and kind of following through with it. Might not look like this is just mine. Oftentimes I will start by writing a script usually inside of Word or something like that, or Google Docs. Just a basic script, so I'll have something to read through if I'm creating a regular video or a training video, that sort of thing. If I'm working with a team on creating a training video or tutorials or a video presentation, usually I advocate creating a script first and then working from the script. It makes everything a lot easier. I also tend to do the recordings these days via Zoom. Not because it's necessarily the best video recording tool. You can use inside Canva, there are a few different ways to record your video, and I'll show you how to do that later on in the presentation. One of the reasons I like using Zoom these days is because I tend to work a lot with teams and other people. So I want to record not just myself, but other people talking so that we have video of different experts. We don't have to set up a studio. We just start a Zoom call and have that like face-to-face conversational style video. I find it a really nice way to record video. Once I do, I download the video, and the easiest thing is I can just create a video inside of Canva and create new. You select video and it's going to create a regular high def video. Once you're in there, you can just take that video file and just drop it right into Zoom. It'll know that you're trying to upload a video, and it'll just drop it into the video upload area, which is great. That's all we really need here. So it will upload, and you'll find it in your uploads in the video spot. So this is assuming I've created a video where I've read through a script, recorded it in Zoom. I'm going to use Canva to edit that video. Now, after I drop it in, it's going to become kind of like the full screen video. Well, I can also split the screen. I can take that full screen video and drop it into a frame. So in Canva, there are elements and you'll find frames, and there are all sorts of different choices. You don't have to have just a rectangle or a circle or something like that. You can add something fancy if you want to, but you just really just drag and drop your video into the frame. So as you can see, I have a video down below started. It has a little timeline element that's pretty intuitive to work with. If you've ever done any type of video work, even if you haven't, it's not that bad. Now, at this stage, so with this video that I'm showing you right now, it was walking through how to create like a model explanation. So we have a model, we want to walk through the model, do something like that, like a very specific kind of presentation. So I went ahead and I created what would be the base kind of layout for my model without anything highlighted right now. The overall goal is, okay, here's the overall model. So in this, we have the 8 steps that I'm walking through right now of creating a video. Very meta, but you'll see when you right click on the page down below, when you hit play and it runs you through the video, you can stop on a spot and press spacebar will pause it for you. And if you right click or hit the S button, it will split the clip. Now this is useful. So this is how we're going to go through and set up our individual little sections. So basically, I'll go through a whole video. Since I have the script, I'll know where I want to have the cuts. So I will clip, clip, clip. Sometimes you do a freestanding, maybe it's an interview video with someone and you want to clip it out or take out pieces. This is how you would do that too. You would clip the video, split it, and that would allow you to change the visual on the page just for that scene. So essentially, what you're doing is you're taking a longer clip and you're turning it into the scenes. And we can do that right here inside of Canva. One of the things I like to do too, if I want to focus, there are 2 ways you can do it. If you have a model, if you have something that you want to draw people's eyes to something, you can either emphasize or de-emphasize. So one of the easy ways to de-emphasize is just to highlight all the sections that you want to kind of fade out a little bit to lower the transparency so that, well, it really increases the transparency when we lower the number. So it makes it more transparent. So for everything I don't want people to see, I make it more transparent. That way, that one spot will stand out. Once you do that, and if you, let's say you go through each individual segment and you have what you want to highlight, then we can use some of the transition effects inside Canva. You'll see on the bottom of the page, you'll see between the scenes, you see the little like sparks or fireworks like icon. In there is where we have the transitions, and we can create a simple transition across the whole document, or we can control where we want the transitions to take place. One thing to know is if you're recording a video like this, if you're walking through a script, one thing you might want to do is add some spaces in talking. So like stop talking for a second where you know you're going to want to transition, because anytime you have a transition, it's going to cut down the video a little bit. So if you're a fast talker, so I'm a bit of a fast talker on my own, so I have to guard myself against this. I have to consciously take a breather kind of in between the spaces, because it gives me a lot more flexibility when it comes to creating transitions and having things go from place to place. I really like the match and move transition. I'm not sure, it might be a pro transition, but it's one of my favorites because it matches and shifts based on what the previous image is. So that's definitely one of my favorite transitions, but use something that you like when you're creating your own videos. All right, Once I've gone through all of my transitions, you see that little play button in the bottom left. You can watch it right on the video creation screen. Right through there, you can see what's going on. But you can also, up at the top next to the share button up here, you can see where it says 248. You can preview it up there too. But when you're ready to download it, all you have to do is hit share, change the file type to an MP4, and download the whole thing. Now, if you want to download individual pages as separate files, let's say you wanted to create multiple tutorials and you're doing it all in one singular file, you could do that too. So let's say you were building a course module and you don't want to create like a whole bunch of individual lesson files inside Canva. You just want to have one big file for your entire module and split it up like this. You could do that and download it as separate pages. As you can see from this little crown, that's a Canva Pro setting feature. So Canva Pro is like $10 a month, something like that these days. I think you pay for a year. But you can get by without using any of the pro features for pretty much any of this, because most of the time you're just using simple shapes and working with things like that. One of the other cool things to know about this is, usually when you're working with a video creation tool, you have to download it and then upload it somewhere like YouTube or Vimeo as a place where you can stream your video from. Well, you can actually stream directly from Canva. Not only can you create a link and share it with people, but you can embed that link onto a website so that you can watch the video straight, host it on Canva, you've created there, just like that, which works really quite well and easily. So I've done that a couple of times. One thing you have to guard against, some organizations will block Canva because they don't want their people just deciding to use it for whatever reason. And so sometimes it's possible that Canva could be blocked by an organization. So depending on who you're trying to reach, chances are they're not blocking YouTube because YouTube is just too ever present out there in the world. So Canva does struggle with that a little bit. So just test. That's usually how you go forward. But it is really easy just to embed straight from Canva. It's also easy to share video files as you go to get feedback from different people on your design team or whoever you're working with. So if you head to freshspectrum.com/model-video, you can watch the little video that I created that I walked through today. It also has the steps and you can kind of walk through and read through them. So you can visit there if you want to check that out. Now, that said, I also want to show you a couple other things that you can do inside Canva in terms of recording video if you wanted to go that route. So let's say you've created a presentation inside of Canva, and you see up at the top next to the share button, you'll see the present button. Well, if you click on the present and you change the type, you'll find that one of the things that you can do is do a present and record. And this will actually put you into a video studio inside of Canva that will, it'll give you the option to go to the recording studio. And inside the recording studio, it will pick up on your webcam. It'll pick up on your microphone or you select them, and you can just go ahead and record in here. Now, what I've done in the past is you can use the little design notes to put your script. So you can walk through the script and each individual page will have its own note section. So if you go through in advance, you can actually put your whole script in here, broken down slide by slide, so that you can read it as you go. It ends up being a really easy way to create a video. Canva will drop the little like circle or square video, I think you have the choice, down in the corner. What's cool too is it doesn't record in a circle. It records a regular video. Then if you wanted to, you can always take the video out of that box or change the frame. It will also store all the videos for every individual slide inside your uploads area within Canva. So you'll have access to those. You can actually download them from there too if you wanted to go a different way or change something. All right, after you're done, when you're finished and you tell it you're finished and click end recording at the top, it will start uploading your recording and give you the chance to download the whole thing. or download the individual items. This can take a little bit of time sometimes, depending on your internet connection. But we also have a link that we can use to watch it. So again, these are really useful if you're working with a team and you want to share with others. All right, here's another way to go ahead and record yourself inside Canva. You can do the recording like I showed you just then, or within any page, like really any page. It could be a square document. It doesn't have to be a regular video size thing or a presentation. You can find in the uploads area a spot that says record yourself. And if you click on that, it will actually give you the option to do a recording. And all you have to do is hit record and it'll give you a recording right there. Put it into the file and put it in the uploads area, which is really quite useful. It ends up on the screen on whatever page you recorded it to, which is nice. But as you go in, if you go back in and you right click on the file itself, on the actual video, that's where you'll see the little detached video spot. So if you wanted to take your little circular photo and make it a full-fledged video or re-edit it or clip it down, that's how you do that. One more thing before we go. I've been using this a lot when creating things like screen share overviews of websites, these kind of things, the kind of training material you might put out with like a new toolkit or something. Now, if you were to do something like that, things that update often, I usually suggest going ahead and doing screen capture. So just doing screen caps and take the images and put them into the file rather than doing live video. Because if things change, it becomes way easier to update that in the future. Another tip is this works really well if you break it down scene by scene, you record individual videos with individual pages, setting up each individual page with their own videos and other pieces. Then if you needed to go back and re-record something, you could just go back to the slide, re-record it for that individual scene and not have to re-change or edit the whole video. It becomes like a really easy workflow and a really nice workflow when you're working with a team. So that's it for today. Again, if you're just joining me now and you want to know about future data design lunch and learns, go ahead and go to freshspectrum.com and click on the data design lunch and learn. You can enter your email there to register for future kind of episodes or lunch and learns, that kind of thing. If you have any requests to, when I send out information about upcoming lunch and learns, I also put out the idea that you can request sessions if you want to learn about certain design tools or approaches or charts or reports or anything like that. And if you're really into this and you really want to help boost your career, take action and improve your design and creativity skills, go ahead and check out my Data Design Action Club. I would love to have you there. On that page, you'll actually find 2 scholarship codes. So if it's too expensive, they're no ask necessary scholarships. You can just apply one. Choose whichever. There's a 15% off and a 30% off. You decide. If you need one, use it. If not, don't. But I would love to have you inside of the workshop, inside of Action Club. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me too. But that's it for today. I hope you have a nice rest of the week. I'll probably do another one of these next week, at least one. Otherwise, have a great week, rest of your week and weekend, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye.